Hey y'all, how's it going? I am Joy, that is Steve, and this is the NFL predictions versus for week 14. Last week was a doozy.
Yep, you can say that again.
Indeed. We had some disappointments, we had some surprises, a couple of upsets, I think, as well.
Yep.
So, why don't we go ahead and start with the standard, and we will review the standings for the week.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so John and I are now tied for first at 127.66 apiece. And then we have Papa Agron in third with 124.69. Steve here has 122.71, so very close. Troll has 116.77. Buff is at 108.85. And SDS is at 106.87. Dino got his game wrong last week when he took the Eagles over the 49ers. And so now he is 9-5.
Dolly Parton.
Exactly. Exactly. So, Steve and I talked before we got started with this, and we decided we're both going to have the exact same disappointment of the week, because there's really only one.
Yeah.
The Chargers.
True.
What's going on with them? Why did they only score 6 on one of the worst teams in the league?
True. Sounds like a baseball score to me.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. Another thing that I was telling Steve before we got started was that Dad was telling me the scores from the other room, and he said that the Chargers are leading the Patriots 6-0, bottom of the 9th. I mean, New England getting goose-egged isn't anything new, but the Chargers only managing 6 is very, very, very disappointing.
True. I mean, it was clearly a defensive game in the rain there.
Oh, definitely. But, I mean, for me, if you have Eckler on your team, why wouldn't you run the ball?
Yeah.
I mean, you should have been able to churn out a lot more in that. I mean, maybe New England's defense is better than I'm giving them credit for, but to me, it's just a massive disappointment out of the Chargers. And it scared me.
Yeah.
So now we can go ahead and move on to the regrets, and I'll let you go ahead and take this one first.
Okay, my regret there is obviously not choosing the Niners to beat the Eagles there, because I assumed Philadelphia would do good at home there, but I guess Brock Purdy walked all over them.
Yeah, it was definitely a good revenge game for the NFC Championship when they didn't have any quarterbacks. And so now they actually had a QB that was starting and played the whole game. It was a much, much different story. I will say that I expected it to be closer than that.
Yeah.
Destroying the Eagles 42-19 was really nice to see, but it was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
My regret is going to be not trusting the Bengals.
Yeah.
Although, you know, no one really expected Trevor Lawrence to get hurt, and I think that if he was playing in that game, all the way through, that it would have been a much different story. But yeah, that was kind of my regret. Like, I didn't think they were even going to be close as a score.
Did.
Yeah, and so they actually came out and did well. I fully expect them to do good things going forward because of that. Everything else I pretty much would have gone with anyway. Like, I would have taken the Chiefs over the Packers again. I would have taken the Steelers over the Cardinals again. But now that the Mitch is playing for the Steelers, I don't know. Like, had I known that was going to happen, I probably would have taken Arizona.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh well. Exactly. So that being said, what would be the game of the week for you?
Ooh,
because we have had a lot of really good close ones.
True. Obviously, mine is going left field on this one. I'm going to say the Colts. Their huge win in overtime against the Titans there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So we're going to have the exact same game of the week here. And I was going to pick them primarily because the media wasn't. Like, they had one of the best games of the year. And nobody cared. And it was so sad that they didn't get any press. You know, because the Dolphins did their usual. The Houston Strouds did their thing.
Yeah.
But no one seemed to care about the Colts coming back to win.
True.
In a really, really close one. Also, having Derrick Henry go down to a concussion definitely helped the Colts out in overtime, but yeah, it was a really, really fun game. So
yeah, hats off to Gardner Minshew.
Zach Moss, but yeah, sure. And then of course the Lions as well. Always giving their fans anxiety because they can't seem to hang on to a lead. They really need to shore up that defense a little bit. And it's not going to be easy for them because Ellie McNeil is now on the IR. So now they need to, shift some personnel around and try to secure that line. But at least the offense is still firing, right? So I guess they'll be fine.
Yep.
And we're not really going to have any shocks of the week. If you wanted to, we could try to cover Atlanta and the Jets being a trash game, but
yeah, that's not worth discussing.
Yeah, not really. Although I will take a second here and park on the Packers and Chiefs game just for a second because the referees once again ruined a great game with their own shenanigans, giving both teams a leg up as they go. So it's like the referees couldn't decide which team they wanted to have win. So it's kind of it's frustrating as a fan to watch it because you're seeing all of this really great football and then it gets marred by blatant defensive pass interference that's not called, not calling a false start every single play. So yeah, there was a lot of things that the refs need to clean up, but of course they're not going to because they're them.
No.
So yeah, we'll see what game they're gonna mess up this week. So if you are ready
to go there, and as we
I didn't
go to week 14 there, this is going to be the final week of the season that we're going to have bye teams there. This week we only have 2 bye teams on the bye. We have Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals and Ron Rivera's Washington Commanders.
Yeah. For now, Ron Rivera's Washington Commanders. Don't think it's going to be that way come next year, but stranger things have happened. Alright, so first up for Thursday Night Football, we have the Patriots going to the Steelers.
Yeah, this is going to be the most disappointing game of the week there.
Hopefully, it's not going to be nearly as bad as Patriots Chargers was.
True, but both offenses there are just atrocious there. The Steelers without Kenny Pickett there, and the Patriots juggling quarterbacks between Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi and whoever they have left on their bench.
Yeah, I actually have no idea who the third string even is. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. The over-under on this game is 30 points there. A lot of people are saying under.
Under. I 100% agree with that. It's going to be under. Unless Pittsburgh somehow finds an offense with the Mitch at the helm, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully they can get their offense together ever since they fired Matt Canada there. They don't want to prove him right there.
Right. Now, here's my thing, though. They've been doing decent. The first game without Canada, they had 400 yards of offense. And then last week, Kenny Pickett goes down. So,
sure.
It's kind of unfortunate that right when they start to get clicking, you no longer have Kenny Pickett. I'm hoping that Mason Rudolph plays. I think it's time for the Mason Rudolph revenge arc. But I think they're going to stick with the Mitch and make me sad.
Sure.
So
for me, there, I'm going to go with the Steelers at home, but it's going to be a real low-scoring game.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm taking the Steelers as well, but it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for Amazon because they once again get a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Okay.
Alright, next up we have one that I'm kind of concerned with.
Okay.
We have the Bucks and the Falcons in Atlanta.
Yeah, this obviously another disappointing game in that they're disappointing NFC South there.
Yeah, the NFC South in general is just disappointing.
Yeah. With apologies to all our Falcon fans out there, and a few fans of Baker Mayfield.
I don't mind Baker. I'm not a fan of the team, but I don't mind Baker as a player.
Yeah.
I do kind of hope that Atlanta can kind of figure out what they're doing on offense a little bit better.
True. Give the ball to Mike Evans there.
Oh, for Tampa, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Tampa doesn't really have much in the way of a run game because their offensive line is existent in body alone, not really functional. So for that, I think the trenches are going to be won by Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so my pick for the game is taking Atlanta because I'm a fan of the trenches and the run game and the defense. And so I think that if you can win at the line, you can win in general. And I'm going to trust in the trenches here.
True. 100% agree there. Obviously, I'm taking the Falcons.
All right. I will say, though, this is going to be a very close game. So
True.
not looking forward to it. And now that Steve and I have done the Bucks and Falcons, it is time to see what Dino has said. All right, buddy. Falcons and Bucks. Week 14. You can't have both. You're actually holding on to both. That's not okay. Okay, there you go. Well, that's very clever of you, but I can't see what you picked. Can you flip it around for me? Thank you. Yep, sorta. Okay, there you go. You picked the Bucks. Well, I guess that's fine. Thank you. Alright, so, you might not have been able to see in the video itself, but Dino absolutely destroyed the Bucks card. So, he's disagreeing with us, and he's taking Tampa in dominating fashion, apparently, because he absolutely tore into that thing like he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
So
that's a little bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for us. Although, for me personally, Dino and I disagreed last week, and it worked out in my favor. So I'm not too scared.
Sure.
But we shall see. Yeah. Okay, now, next up, we have my team, the Lions, going to the Bears to face them coming off of their bye week. So, bye week magic shenanigans.
Yeah. Obviously, the Bears coming off that huge Monday night win a couple weeks ago against the Vikings there.
Oh, you mean where they didn't score any touchdowns at all and still managed to win somehow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that game, it was huge.
That's a little bit of a shocker there.
What a stupid
game. One
thing
I'm worried about there with the Lions there, how can they handle the cold weather of Soldier Field there? That's the thing.
Yeah, given that they are like an indoor team, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But I think, this team is built for grit. They're from the north. They're used to snowball. So I think they'll be okay. My concern with them is their defense being able to contain Justin Fields again. Because the last time they faced off, it didn't go that great.
Yeah.
They needed to have like a massive comeback in the fourth quarter to make that thing happen. So I'm concerned about that aspect of it. But I'm hoping that they've learned their lesson from the last time that these teams met.
Yeah. So hopefully the Lions get their act together. And their coaching there will guide them on the right direction there, and win the game for them. So my pick is the Lions.
Yep, I'm in agreement, but I think this is a sleeper of a trap, and I'm prepared to be sad again. So, yeah, get my aspirin ready because it's going to be one heck of a ride. And my anxiety is going through the roof, and I'm going to get headaches, and I'm going to be yelling at the TV, but it's, you know, Sundays as a Lions fan be like. So.
Yeah.
We agree, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Alright, next up we have the aforementioned Bengals, and they're surprising backup in Jake Browning, hosting the Colts, who are coming off of a absolute barn burner against Tennessee.
Yeah, obviously they're, the question is, can Jake Browning make it 2 in a row there after their huge win in Jacksonville there?
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think the fact that they're going to be at home is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
And I'm trusting their defense over Minshew in this one. I do think it's going to be incredibly close.
Yeah.
But if they were able to contain Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence for the most part up until his injury, then I think that Minshew and Moss shouldn't be too big of a problem.
True.
I'm hopeful anyway.
Yeah. And the question is, can the Colts handle even more colder weather in Cincy there?
Right, yeah, that too.
Yeah. So my pick is I'm going to ride the Browning bandwagon for at least one more week there, and they'll beat the Colts there.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's going to be really close, like I said before, but I'm trusting in all of their weapons that Browning has. He still has Jamar Chase. He still has Mixon, who Dad absolutely hates as a runner. But if you get him out in the open, then he's not bad. It's just make sure that you don't run him up the middle. And then I'm trusting the defense. So, and plus I think that their special teams is better because I really like their kicker as well. And special teams, despite what some people may think, actually matters. So that's my reasoning for taking the Bengals. Alright, next up we have the Jaguars, who in theory will be starting Casey Beathard.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Beathard. I made that mistake many times to myself on how you read his last name. It wasn't fun. But it's Beathard. So we have Beathard and Etienne and all those with the Browns.
Yeah. The question is, can Trevor Lawrence recover in time, though? That's the thing there.
Right, exactly. And the fact that it's a few days prior to game day and we haven't heard anything yet. Because we record these on a Wednesday night, so we have no idea what his status is going to be. Right now he's listed as questionable.
Could be coming down to game time before we know his status there.
Right, and that would be just like our luck, right? Like, we're gonna go into this whole thing, talk up Beathard, talk up Etienne, and next thing you know, Trevor Lawrence is gonna play. So I have no idea.
So it's a wait and see situation as far as he goes there.
Yeah.
For me there, I'm going to go with Beathard as a stars there, and he probably won't do too well in Cleveland there. So my pick is the Browns to beat the Jags.
Oh, for a second I thought we actually agreed because you were saying you were talking up Beathard, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're on the same page. No, we're actually not, unfortunately, because I am going to go ahead and trust in the run game of Etienne. And Beathard didn't do bad when he showed up. Okay. He kind of showed out a little bit in the overtime against Jake Browning. So I think that having potentially a second game under his belt where he's actually able to start it, he'll actually do okay. So
but I'm worried about the Jags quarterback facing Myles Garrett there. That's the thing.
I'm worried about the status of Myles Garrett. His arm was still pretty gimpy in last week, so I don't know if he's 100% to go. And not only that, but the Browns defense, for everybody saying how great it is, they've kind of been letting a lot of teams score on them. Like the Rams put up 36. That's not a great defensive stat. So
we have our first split.
We do. I'm gonna choose to trust that the Browns' defense is not nearly as good as people are claiming that it is.
Okay.
And if they prove me wrong, so be it.
Okay.
All right. So next up, we have the Panthers and the Saints.
Yeah. Obviously, the Panthers, they're fired Frank Reich as their coach. They need new direction for their quarterback there.
Yeah, they do.
Hopefully, they'll find some better leadership either near the end of the season or find a coach that helps them along in 2024.
As a fan of the team that I am terrified that the Panthers are going to take Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. I see the writing on the wall. I see the path. I know that he's going to go, and I'm not happy about it.
True.
At all.
Yeah.
I wish him the best, but I really wish that he would stay.
True. Yeah. But don't be surprised if the name Harbaugh comes up there as a coaching candidate for them.
It will. You know it will.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I still think that Jim is going to stay in Michigan. He doesn't really need to because his stand-in coach got them to the championship game.
Sure.
So, that kind of proved to him that he can go and the program will still be fine. But for me, I think that he has enough of a spite mentality to stay just because college doesn't like him.
Yeah, true. We shall see there. And
however, if Carolina wants to take Ryan Day out of Ohio State, more power to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and obviously New Orleans there, we don't know how banged up they are lately there with Derek Carr there. All injuries there, shoulder and the concussion.
The walking cast that is Derek Carr. Yeah, it's been a rough season. Just all around, it's been rough for him. So I don't really know what's going to happen there. I don't even know if he's going to play.
Yeah.
In theory, he will, but I don't really even know if that's the best decision to make.
Yeah, hard to say. So obviously, we're going to both be in agreement to take the Saints there to win, no matter what.
Yeah, I think that even if Carr does not play,
Taysom Hill and James Winston can hold the load there against the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a 3 QB set is more than enough to take down Carolina, and it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game, I think. Carolina did almost beat the Bucs though last week. I want that to be known. They only lost by 3, which was a surprise to a lot of people. But so I mean, they're not really out of the woods completely when it comes to their own division. Like, I think that they could pull off the upset, but I'm not going to take them over the Saints. It's I have family loyalty. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
All right, and then next up we have what should be interesting, personally speaking. We have the Texans and the Jets.
Yeah, obviously, my pick for Rookie of the Year is continuing to dominate there.
Oh yeah. The Houston Strouds are flying high.
Yeah, true. And obviously, with the Jets, they're playing musical chairs with their quarterbacks there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that won't be long till fans start crying for Aaron Rodgers to come back there.
Look, he is gonna wait and bide his time and come back when it's a team that's good to face. I don't think that the Texans are who he really wants to face as his first game back. Yeah. Personally, I think that he should just sit this year out and come back strong next year.
True.
Or not at all. But yeah, it wouldn't make any sense to come back. But then again, he wants to be known as like the guy who, blew out his Achilles and came back in the same season. So he's going to.
Yeah.
Just to have that on his resume as if he needs anything else.
True.
But yeah, so I did hear that they wanted Zach Wilson to start, and he was reluctant to.
Yeah.
But now the reports are that he's fired up to start. So
Okay.
I personally would love for him to start and air it out and get the win here.
Yeah.
Just because I like the kid.
Yeah.
But I don't see that happening.
Not against this team there. So obviously we're going to be in agreement and take the Texans.
Yeah, unfortunately, I like Zach. I think that he's been mishandled from the beginning. But honestly, the Texans are very well-rounded. Everybody's always hyping up CJ Stroud, but I think that their defense is coming in. I think special teams is not that bad right now. It could be better, but it's not that bad. The only problem that I'm going to have with Houston right now is them losing Tank Dell.
Yeah.
With his injury, which is, I believe, season ending. So I'm hoping that they run Singletary and just kind of like rely on the run game a little bit here. So that is definitely my pick. I am in agreement with you.
Okay.
Next up, we have the surprising Rams, who toppled Cleveland.
Yeah.
Going to Baltimore, fresh off the bye.
Yeah.
Not a fun matchup.
No, it's not. They're obviously with the Rams there. They came off a huge win, but it was against the Browns, as you said.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I honestly was kind of disappointed in the Browns because they did have Joe Flacco playing, but it kind of... I never really liked Joe Flacco as a QB. I think that his Super Bowl in Baltimore was won by the defense. So he was kind of like riding on the defense's coattails and made a lot of money off of it. So good for you.
Sure.
But yeah, it's not pretty in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, but with the Rams, they're going to be in a tougher situation there because obviously the Ravens are the top team in the AFC South there. I mean North, AFC North.
Yeah, I think honestly the Ravens are the top team in the AFC. Period. Like they are the AFC team to beat right now. Unfortunately, because I do prefer Kansas City, but the Ravens are very, very good this year.
True. But for me, they're obviously this one's a no-brainer. I'm going to take the Ravens at home to beat the Rams.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you. As much as I would like for the Rams to win, I think that it would be funny if they ended up upsetting Baltimore for multiple reasons. John, you kind of know where I'm going with that. But yeah, I would like for the Rams to win just because I think that it would help throw more chaos at the NFC championship race. Because the entire playoff race is kind of a mess. And I think having the Rams kind of make this final push to get into the playoffs would be really, really fun. And honestly, the more teams that are in front of Green Bay go into the playoffs, the better. And if the Rams fall back, that means Green Bay has a chance to leapfrog them and get even closer. And nobody wants to see that. But anyway, I agree, and I'm taking Baltimore. I won't say no-brainer because anything can happen, but yeah, it's not looking good for the Rams.
No.
Ooh, next one. Both of these teams are off the bye. So that'll be interesting. Vikings.
Yeah.
Going to the Raiders.
Yeah, in Vegas there. So obviously both teams are well rested there.
Exactly. It's going to be a really good game just because of that, I think. And, I mean, honestly, they're fairly evenly matched.
Yeah. Could be a sleeper game here.
Yeah, I agree. It's either going to be a sleeper game of the week or of disappointment of the week because it's one extreme or the other. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, exactly. But for me, they're... I don't know what's happening with the Vikings quarterback there, Josh Dobbs there ever since...
I don't know.
Yeah. Ever since he won the first couple of games there, it's been all downhill for him lately.
Yeah, he did so well in his debut with Minnesota, and then like once he got to know everybody, it's like things went from really good to pretty mediocre.
True.
to what are you even doing?
True.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Obviously, losing to the Bears proved that point there.
I mean, at least they got in the end zone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Minnesota at least found the end zone in that game.
Yeah.
So they can hang their hat on that, even though they didn't win.
True.
At least the person or the team that beat them did not see the end zone. So.
Yeah. But for me, they're. I'm going to ride the momentum of Antonio Pierce there, and I'm going to take the Raiders there to beat the Lions there in a little bit of an upset here. No offense to our Viking fans out there.
Well, shoot. We split on this one. I was kind of figuring that we would have a lot of splits on this game just because they are so evenly matched, but I'm thinking that they're going to bounce back. Even though they're on the road, I think that the Vikings are overall the better team. So hopefully they won't embarrass me. But now, honestly, it's going to hurt in a way if they do win, because having more teams in the North lose would be a much better idea. But I'm not going to let my emotions and spite pick for me right now.
Okay.
So I'm taking Minnesota, hopefully, to bounce back from their bye week well rested with a game plan.
Okay.
All right. Next is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for one gamer duo here, we have Seattle and San Francisco.
Yeah. Obviously, Seattle came close to beating the Cowboys on Thursday night there.
Yeah, honestly, that was a sleeper for Game of the Week for me. Had the Colts game not happened, that was going to be my Game of the Week.
Sure. And obviously the Niners, as we discussed, they're coming out that huge win against the Eagles there, which was my regret.
Absolute revenge game. Brock Purdy did all the right things.
Exactly. So for me, this one's a no-brainer. I'm going to go with the Niners at home to beat Seattle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to agree with you on this one. I think the Niners are just having way too much momentum right now going forward. Now, I will say that Seattle came to play when they went to Dallas, and so it's highly possible that they could have the exact same attitude going into San Francisco. But there's something really special about a division game, and unfortunately, I think the Niners just have a little bit of the edge on that one.
Right.
So I think it'll be a good game, but I'm in agreement, and I'm taking San Francisco.
Sure.
All right, next up, what I actually think is going to be probably Game of the Week. We have the Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah, this one could be my co game of the week there. My other one, when I'll explain later on there.
Oh, I think I know exactly what you're going for, and I'm with you.
Yeah. So obviously the Chiefs, they're coming off that huge disappointment in Lambeau there.
Yeah. The ending of that game was just not okay. They should have at least been placed on the 10 and had a shot, but no.
Yeah. And obviously the Bills there, coming off the bye there, just what they need there. Rest Josh Allen's arm there.
Yeah.
From their offense.
You know, I kind of forgot that they were coming off the bye, and so now I'm kind of concerned.
How come?
Because I took the Chiefs.
Yeah, I 100% agree there.
Really?
But this one's going to be a real close one. It's going to be my 3-point or less special.
I do agree. I think this is going to be a Steve special, but you're taking the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I'm genuinely surprised at that. Yay. Okay. I am only going with the Chiefs because Chiefs mad.
Yeah.
And the last time the Chiefs were mad, they went to, I believe it was Germany, and they beat Miami.
Yeah.
When people wrote them off and said that they wouldn't. So I'm just hoping that history repeats itself. They get embarrassed one week, take out all of their aggression on a really good AFC East team.
Yeah.
the following week. So that's kind of my logic on that one.
Yeah, and hopefully Taylor Swift shows up to support Kelsey.
Not that it helped. It didn't help. Because apparently Simone Biles is better.
Yeah.
Or Lil Wayne, or Liv Morgan, or Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick a celebrity that was at that game, honestly. Like, they loaded that game up. Alright, so next up we head out west with the Broncos and the Chargers.
With me, this game worries me because
oh my god, same.
I'm scared the Chargers might go Charger there down the stretch as usual.
Honestly, they are so used to doing that, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I'm so scared.
Scoring only 6 points? Come on, Justin Herbert. Where's your head at?
I question everything about that game. Literally everything. The defense. Mm-hmm. The defense was fine, but I think the defense was fine because the Patriots' offense was the Patriots' offense. I think if they were facing any team that was competent, they would have gotten themselves blown out.
Yeah.
I questioned the play calling. I questioned the coaching.
Yeah.
I questioned the lack of a run game being used.
Exactly.
It's just everything.
True.
What the heck happened?
Yeah. I'm just worried that they'll do their annual December choke routine there every year.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I said before that I thought that Carolina was going to take Ben Johnson. Mm-hmm. But if Ben Johnson was going to go anywhere, I would want him to go to the Chargers.
True.
They have such a talented team.
Yeah, unless the Chargers pursue Belichick there if he decides to leave the Patriots there.
They might. That was one of the rumors. The Chargers and the Commanders were two possible landing spots for Bill, but I would rather see somebody with some innovation and some attitude going in there, because you have such a talented squad. Stars everywhere you look.
Yeah.
I think that team is primed to do something, and their current coaching staff just doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. So for me, I think we're going to have a split here because I took the Broncos there to beat the Chargers.
Oh, thank God. I agree with you. I'm actually going with the Broncos.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't trust the Chargers. I can't do it. Now I should, because just because they had one bad game doesn't mean that they're a bad team. But I think that having Denver lose to Houston to end their win streak did exactly what I wanted them to do. Now they can get back on track with a division rival and at least try to finish second in the division.
Yeah.
Maybe first if Kansas City keeps being the way they are. Yeah. But right now we agree.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is going to be your game of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We have a huge NFC East matchup with the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Exactly. This is a huge game of the week there because obviously the Eagles, they're coming off that huge loss to the Niners. They're need a little bit of help there, and this is not the team to do it against there because obviously the Cowboys are playing like world beaters right now.
Yeah, they are a very solid team this year for sure. And, losing the way that you did to San Francisco and getting absolutely embarrassed at home,
yeah,
this is not the team that you want to face post-embarrassment.
Yeah. Because obviously Dak and the Cowboys are real strong on offense, as we saw there against Seattle there.
Yeah. I would say I'm a little concerned with their defense, considering that they gave up 35 to Seattle. Mm-hmm. If you give up 35 points to Geno Smith and that offense, how are you going to handle Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and the run game of Philadelphia?
Yeah. For me, this one's going to be another 3-pointer less special, as you call it there.
Yep.
A Steve special.
Yep, it is a Steve special.
Okay. But for me, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win there, and they'll take first place in the NFC East there.
I agonized over this game for so long. And, you know, I really wanted to go with Philly. I really did, because I think that there's something to be said for being embarrassed and then coming back the next week angry and with attitude and on fire. But I also had a feeling that most, if not all, of our players were going to go with Dallas. And I didn't want to be alone. So I joined you, and I'm taking Dallas as well.
Okay.
I'm just deciding to join the crowd because I had a funny feeling that most people would go with them. Now, we don't know how true that is just yet, but I'm hoping that my spidey senses were right.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Sure. And if I'm wrong, it'll be my regret of the week.
Yeah, honestly, I think the same. This exact same thing. But okay, so first up in our Monday night games, we have the Titans and the Dolphins.
Yeah, this one's a no-brainer to me there, because obviously Derrick Henry's banged up there.
Yeah, I don't know how banged up he is. I'm hoping that he's not gonna miss the game.
Sure.
It all depends on if he can pass concussion protocol or not. I'm hoping that he can.
True. Yeah, and obviously the Dolphins are far superior of a team there, and obviously we're going to be in agreement to take the Dolphins.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I think they're very, very strong. And for me, I will say this is going to go ahead and be a no-brainer. Even if Derrick Henry played, I think that Miami would easily take this one.
Obviously.
All right, next up, we have the final game of the week with the Packers, unfortunately, going to the Giants.
Yeah, obviously the Packers are played themselves right back into contention there.
Yeah, well, yeah, they've played themselves into it. The refs kind of helped them along, so it's the usual, honestly.
Yeah, true. Obviously, you shouldn't count out Jordan Love there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joy.
Well, it's just frustrating that you know, it appears as though they found another quarterback, and like, I just want one season where they're bad.
Yeah.
Is that really too much to ask?
Yeah. But who knows? He could be right up there with Favre and Aaron Rodgers as good quarterbacks for the Packers there.
That's the problem. They just keep going from one to one to one, and it's just like a consistent decency with this team, and it's infuriating. Like, this is supposed to be the year that you're bad. This is the chance, the one opening that Detroit has to do something, and Green Bay is just hanging around like that annoying wasp.
Yeah.
That you're trying to find a newspaper to kill, you know? It's like, they're very annoying. Maybe the New York Times will be that newspaper to kill them, but I doubt it.
Yeah, hard to say there.
Highly doubt it.
Yeah. But for me, I'm going to ride the Jordan Love momentum there and take them to beat the Giants there.
Unfortunately, I tend to agree. I want them to upset them for reasons I've already stated, but I don't see it happening. Unless Matt LaFleur is going to be stupid again, which he very well could be. It's part of the pedigree. So we'll see.
True. So that's what we think. It's now time to check on our friends' picks.
Yep. So he took the Steelers.
Okay.
Put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah. Took the Texans. So much funica to celebrate Hanukkah. Ravens. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Took the Panthers. Instead of 1 day of presents, we have 8 crazy nights. He took the Colts, saying, when you feel like the only kid in town without a Christmas tree. He took the Bucks. Here's a list of people who are Jewish just like you and me. The Jags. David Lee Roth lights the menorah. the Bears. So do James Caan, Kirk Douglas, and the late Dinah Shore. The Seahawks. Guess who eats together at the Carnegie Deli? The Raiders. Bowser from Sha-Na-Na and Arthur Fonzarelli. He took the Chargers. Paul Newman's half Jewish, Goldie Hawn's half too. The Bills. Put them together. What a fine-looking Jew. He took the Cowboys. You don't need Deck the Halls or Jingle Bell Rock.
Okay.
The Giants, because you can spin a dreidel with Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock, both Jewish. And then he took the Giants, saying to put on your yarmulke, here comes Hanukkah.
Thank you, Adam Sandler.
Thank you, Troll. As always, love you, brother. And now we have Agron's picks, but it's going to be a little bit different because he actually has the picks himself. So here is the one and only Papa Agron with his Week 14 predictions.
Here we go. Y'all hear me out here. We got Steelers over the Patriots, right? Steelers over the Patriots because, let's face it, Patriots just bad, okay? I think they're going to tank, going to try to get a QB out of the first round and trade Bill Belichick away to the Commanders. Start over from fresh. So, book it, Dano. Steelers to win. Next up, we got, I think the Texans are going to take the Jets out. Don't get me wrong. I would love the Jets to win out. But, like, that's my Cinderella story. Jets take the Super Bowl, but that ain't going to happen. Simply because while the Jets' defense is really good, they don't have any offense. And if you don't have an offense, if the other team's defense is even substantial, you're not going to win. Because you're not going to be able to stop them every time. Next up, we got the Ravens. I think are going to beat the Rams. I think Ravens, like I know at the beginning of the year, I thought Jets was going to take it, and I really wanted them to. But I'm not going to hold you. Ravens are the AFC, I think, going to the Super Bowl. Ravens got a good, strong D. Lamar Jackson's playing phenomenally well. You got Zay Flowers, who's putting in solid work week in, week out. Even though the Rams have Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp on that offense, along with like Tyler Higbee, let's be real. That is a dangerous threat. But I think the Ravens, with their defense, is going to be able to get a few stops in there and keep scoring. So, Ravens over the Rams. Next up, we got the Saints. I'm going to take over the Panthers. Panthers are bad. I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers pulled off an upset on this one. But my boy Troll is a diehard Saints fan, so I can't let him down. We're going to go with the Saints here. Next up, we got Colts versus Bengals. I was leaning towards Colts taking this, but I think after watching Browning play last night, if he can continue to play at that level, the rifle, he's got the weapons, they'll be able to bang it down. So we're going to take Bengals over Colts. But, watch that game. That's going to be a good one. Following up, we have I think Falcons are going to overtake the Buccaneers. I love Baker Mayfield. I think he's a very undervalued, underappreciated as a quarterback. I think he'd be like a decent starting quarterback anywhere. But that being said, I don't think they have a good offensive line. So I'm going to take it Falcons over Buccaneers. Next up, we got the Jaguars and Browns. We're going Browns over the Jaguars. We could get surprised here with their backup, but I don't see it coming through. Next, we have the Lions and the Bears. Definitely going to go with the Lions on that one. Goff, throw ball. Need I say more? Goff, throw ball. Then we have the Seahawks going to San Francisco. 49ers all the way. They're the team to beat in the NFC. We have Vikings versus Raiders. This is going to be a very tough match for both teams. The Vikings are having struggles with their quarterback as well. Josh Dobbs did not play well at all in his last game, but I'm thinking they're going to bounce for back, so I'm going to give it to the Vikings over the Raiders. Next up, we have the Chargers playing the Broncos. This is easily, I think, Broncos' game to win, but I think finally they're going to get Eckler back rolling, so we're going to give it to Chargers over the Broncos. Then we got Bills at Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to overtake the Bills in this one. Barring any penalties in the end zone that would continue the game again, we're going to give it to the Chiefs. Eagles at Dallas. Cowboys are going to win it. We have to win it if we're going to take the division, so book it, Cowboys. Packers at Giants. I would love to see the Giants win. I really would. But the Packers have actually been playing really solid. Jordan Love has stepped up. So I'm going to have to say Packers over the Giants. And I know this will sound weird saying I'd love to see the Giants win. But that's just because I know they ain't going anywhere. And I don't want them to have a good draft pick. Titans at the Dolphins. Dolphins over Titans easy. Tyreek is going on an MVP quality season. I think the only person playing better than Tyreek Hill when it comes to MVP consideration is Dak Prescott. I know a lot of y'all are going to say, oh, you're a Cowboys fan. Look at the numbers. What Dak Prescott's doing on the field is what we define as balling out. But Dolphins over Titans. Does that count as me submitting my picks, Joy? Like, you can even take that whole segment to, like, even if you wanted to, just pull a segment from my stream here and just have me laying it all out there. I don't give a...
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agron, for that. That was really fun. I really liked going over all the picks in stream with you, so that can be a weekly tradition if you would like to. And then next up, we have SDS. He went with the Steelers. This game is going to set back offense by 100 years. Urinating Tree 2023. He took the Texans, saying that the Jets defense will do their thing, but no QB means no win. He went with the Rams over the Ravens, and he said that he coin flipped. He took the Saints, but he will be howling with laughter if the Panthers somehow win. He went with the Colts. He has more faith in Gardner Minshew than he does Jake Browning. He took the Bucks, saying that they haven't been swept by the Falcons since 2018, and it will be very embarrassing to have it happen to Desmond Ridder. He went with the Browns. T-law status pending, but even if he was in, I think the Browns defense takes care of him. He went with the Lions. Say it with me. F the Bears. He took the 49ers, saying that the NFL really hates the Seahawks this year. He took the Raiders over the Vikings because the Pastronaut crashed down to Earth and the remains will be eaten by Max Crosby. He took the Chargers, saying this will be the last time I trust the Chargers. He took the Bills because the Bills can catch, and the Chiefs' defense just folded to the Packers' offense. He took the Eagles. The difference between them and last year's fraudings, they don't get routinely blown out or embarrassed by other contenders or their division rivals, and don't get bailed out by fluke circumstances when they do beat contenders. Continue coping, Buff. I would like to just point out, though, that losing 42-19 to a contender is kind of getting blown out. So... And plus their division minus one team is kind of garbage, so I wouldn't expect them to lose to them anyway. But anyway, moving on. Then he took the Packers, asking if they got advice from Mike Gundy about how to pay officials.
Okay.
No, them getting preferential treatment from the referees is a normal if you are the Packers. So no, they don't need any advice on that, trust me. And then he took the Dolphins with no explanation needed. Alright, and then we have John's picks. He took the Steelers. Chargers kept it way closer than it should have been last week, so Blow them out, please, TJ. Indeed. He took the Falcons, saying advantage home. He went with the Lions. It's a trap game, though, so bye-week magic may happen. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. He took the Bengals, maybe overhyping them, but I want to see them still be good. He took the Browns. He's trusting the defense with Lawrence being listed as questionable. He took the Saints. He took the Texans, saying that he is excited for the team's future. He took the Ravens, asking them to obliterate the Rams worse than they did the Seahawks and Lions. He took the Vikings, saying that double bye-week shenanigans will be fun. He took the 49ers, saying that he knows that he has to play it safe, but ew.
Yeah.
He took the Bills. This will be an amazing prove-it game for them. He took the Chargers. Okay, so I know that this isn't safe, but it's the home team.
Yeah.
He took the Cowboys, saying, have you seen how godly this team is at home? Kinda want them to be seed 2. He went with the Dolphins, and then he went with the Packers, but asked the Giants to upset them because he can't stand the fact that the Rams and the Packers are both above Seattle.
Yep.
And then Buff will have to comment his picks down in the comment section below the video, because unfortunately I had a very busy day, and I didn't get to getting his picks early enough. So his busy day, my busy day, we didn't meet up, unfortunately. So unless he can get them to me while I'm editing this, if he does, then you can go ahead and see it popped up on screen. But if not, then he will be commenting them down below. So all good on that front. That being said, is there anything else that you want to end this week off with?
Obviously, best of luck to everybody on their picks there. Good luck if you're on a fantasy team there as you're coming down the home stretch there.
Yeah, it's going to be tight in fantasy. It's going to be a very interesting final run for the fantasy team. Shout out to Dean in my fantasy league as well. I feel really bad that Tank Dell went down during that game. It was much unfortunate. I felt when I seen his injury, I'm like, oh my god, poor Dean. Because we were just talking recently about how good his rookies were being for his team, and then that happens. So big shout out to you. You're awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fantasy league is just really strange. I'm starting Brock Purdy this week over Jared Goff, and I'm concerned, but we shall see.
Yeah, who's to say?
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be close regardless, but anyway, yeah, so best of luck to all of the fantasy football players as well.
True.
It's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, obviously hit the like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all our future versus videos.
Yep, exactly. And to anybody who is new here, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in with this. Next year, again, we're going to open this up to any viewer that wants to partake as well. So if y'all want to get in touch with me, feel free. And we thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the links down below for the usual stuff, and I will catch you guys next week for more of our NFL predictions versus.
See you next week, everyone. Bye.